teal swan are not true. It's not really like that. And I call them theories because she puts it out as absolute truth, but it's not. And I'm going to explain what the situation and the world is really like. I'm going to tell you what it's really like. The reason why most men now are single is not because they lack masculine containment. Because that's what she's saying. She says a lot of these women leave these guys or don't even come together with these guys because there's a lack of masculine containment. And that's complete bullshit. What's happening is that women changed a lot. They changed so much in the Western world that men do not feel like they want to play the protector of a woman that is not really falling in love with them, that is not really there for them. And there's a lot of truth in that. And you see, the only real quality women that are out there are already taken and have children. And there's very, 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 very few quality women out there that have children. When I meet people randomly as a van lifer, when I meet people and I speak to younger women, I listen to them for 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes, and I can't stand it anymore. The feminism, the emancipation is such outlandish ideas. For example, if people still believe in the patriarchy, while they have all the possibilities in the world, nowadays, every human being, doesn't matter which race, doesn't matter which culture, doesn't matter which gender, has all the possibilities they could ever imagine. Nowadays, go back 100 years. People are complaining that they don't have the ability, that they don't have privileges. Now you have all, in the Western world at least, you have all the privileges you could ever want. Maybe not in Muslim countries, but you do. So, finding a woman. Now, I mean, there is a reason why there's something called passport bros. Because it's impossible. Let me trust me on this one. It's impossible as a single man to find a normal woman. If I'm single, if I go on Tinder, I've been single since January, beginning of January. If I go on Tinder or just talk to women in real life, there is no normal woman out there. Try to find a woman that is in tune with her nature, that is in tune with nature, that is in tune with her body, that doesn't smoke, is not vaccinated, has some intelligence, uh, is not psychologically or mentally challenged in a way. It's impossible. I'm telling you, in Europe, for example, I think in America it's even worse. But in Europe, impossible. So it's not about masculine containment. The problem is that men cannot find good women anymore. It's as simple as that. The passport bro phenomenon has exploded. Why has it exploded? Because men realize the women don't want to be in masculine and containment anymore in those European or American, North American countries. Why should you as a man work on something or fight for something if the woman doesn't want it anyway? It's not about masculine containment. Now, what women react on a lot is the resource mover. It's the Andrew Tate type of guy. Andrew Tate is way too macho and way too sexist for a lot of women. But his type, hi, Amzo, his type, if he toned it down a little bit, like his brother Tristan, for example, his brother Tristan is the type of guy that can have literally any woman if he goes into a club or whatever. But even they who are very smart, they left the UK and they left the US for Romania because that's where the real women are at. And I'm from Prague, I'm from Czech Republic. I know what they're talking about. And they're absolutely right. Now, they're very focused on the very superficial. I'm not interested in the superficial. The women that they find interesting, a lot of times I don't find them interesting. I just want to give you the truth from a man's perspective, the truth, the real truth about what the problem is. And it's not Teal Swan talking about masculine containment. That's not it. That's not the problem. Really not. The problem is that a woman is incapable of dating a man that doesn't fit the status quo narrative of what's in her mind and in society in terms of height, muscle, and money. Very simple. They're just looking for the absolute epitome. They're looking for the alpha of resource movers. Every woman is looking for the alpha of resource movers. And I'll tell you something super interesting, and you're going to love this. I noticed because I've been a Tantra masseur, I massaged over 1,000 women, and I know what I'm talking about. Women, when you are the real resource mover, in all its in its full kind of like capacity, women will accept that you have other women because they know how fucking rare you are. Something that a lot of men don't understand. So they're single. Nowadays there's so many singles. I mean, we have like, I don't know what, like, I saw the statistic a few weeks ago. Tremendous amounts of singles out there that can't find the right partner. And it's not about masculine containment. It's about totally irrational, superficial desires by the woman that have nothing to do anymore with the heart chakra. And this is what I'm saying is start to listen to your heart chakra. Because when you, as a man, this goes for women as well, when you start to listen to your heart chakra, you start to recognize your own patterns that you've missed aligning your life, your purpose, your soul plan with your own heart mission, with your own heart chakra. And the moment you start to align it, you start to realize these women are not on their heart chakra. And I haven't been on my heart chakra as well. So then you go like, oh, maybe I should leave the country. And as long as you're in the first three chakras, in fear mode, identification mode, all of this, you're going to be stuck in that society, in the big city, with the modern women that don't appreciate you. And they're never going to appreciate you. And now comes another thing is the amount of women with mental problems that are hiding that they have mental problems is absolutely insane. Narcissism, bipolar, self-centeredness, depression, need for validation. That's also a mental disease. Tremendous need for validation. Where do you think all these tattoos come from? The women that are, you know, I can't go on a dating app without seeing tons of tattoos and more tattoos. Where do you think that comes from? The need for validation. It's nothing else. It's just a need for uh, tattoos. Trust me, are a red flag. And the thing is, just because it becomes the norm, the status quo, because everybody has them, doesn't make them not red flags. And then you go out as a man. It's like I want a norm. You know this situation that happened with what's her name? Billy Billy Althoff, and her husband Corey Althoff. You know, I should talk about this more because I think I've been super interested in, relationship dynamics and spirituality. And the reason they split is super simple. He's a successful tech entrepreneur, in programming, author, made millions, and they have children together. And instead of her being happy about it, that they have beautiful children, that they're creating a beautiful home, she needs to go out into the superficial world of celebrities. She's constantly interviewing people that are, I would say, in a much lower frequency than probably he is, her husband or ex-husband. And he wants this kind of normal life. It's kind of obvious. He wants this normal life, and she wants this insane celebrity life. And this is exactly what's going on with women. Women want something, and they're throwing the good thing under the bus because they want the other thing. And why does she need the success if they already have the millions? You have to ask yourself that. Why does she want the success? Because of validation. She needs the validation of the success of the people, of, oh, I'm worth something because I get validated by these very famous people. Because let's be honest, what society benefit does it have? Is it like an altruistic kind of, let's improve the world by interviewing some kind of rapper who talks about sex and drugs all the time? What there? You know, these rappers talk about pussy in each of their songs. Just listen to that rap, and she interviews them. What is she expecting? She just wants fame for the fame. It's not about the money because the money was there. So, and she seemed like a normal person, but superficially, but when you look at how she behaves, it just signals red flag. And probably Corey's like, what the fuck did I marry? Oh my god. I completely understand him. And I think that happens to a lot of people. I mean, he's a tall guy. I believe he's pretty tall. He's successful, he's smart. Um why does he need a woman like this? Makes no. And I think this is a primary example of what's happening in a lot of the Western world, is that men are so severely disappointed by the women that are available, that they have to look elsewhere or get depressed or get angry. A lot of men are angry. They just suppress it very well. And then they try to shift the anger into like this high performance. This is something that I don't really get. It's kind of like a little bit the Tate kind of mentality is, but Tate is a little bit different. But there's a lot of coaches now, a lot of young men that are becoming coaches that are focusing on becoming really the kind of like the super alpha. I don't know what it's called. There's like, special words for it, but technical words for it. But it's like they're trying to become the super alpha. But why are they really trying to do this? Because in reality, they're lacking love in their life that truly loves them. So they're channeling this anger energy somewhere else in the hopes of then getting it later. And this is a huge, 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 huge problem, because they don't realize they're not getting it later. They're never getting it unless they come into their heart chakra and they get out of the system, where there may be women on the rural side in other countries, and don't make the mistake to take the woman with you in those into first world countries, into industrial countries. You have to stay where they are. and be respected in that community and do their stuff there. But uh it's not really that men have become. I wouldn't blame the men for not being masculine enough. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is really the brainwashed women. And it's kind of like a man. I have an example of my ex-girlfriend. This is going to be fantastic. My ex-girlfriend is the perfect example of this. Or the situation with my ex-girlfriend. So, we're together for 6 months, and I tell her basically, come live with me. We're going to travel together, blah, blah, blah. And instead of deepening the relationship, instead of coming together closer with me, she feels there's this strong sense of need for independence in herself. And she wants her own apartment, she wants her own stuff, she wants her own, which in itself is fine to have a desire for a certain type of independence, but not in a way that it sacrifices the relationship. And then there was a guy, I mean, this is a special case, but then there was a guy, he was a yoga teacher, 60 plus years old. He is remotely or directly, I don't really know. Has been some one murder case and one possible assassination case, and the German police found out about it and stuff like that. And I don't want to get too much into it, but she reads kind of like his books of that yoga teacher, and she said she wants to go there. And I said, listen, um, I don't want you to go there. And it's either him or the relationship, because, we don't know the extent to which he was involved in this shit. And I don't want you to mix with that energy, basically. And she chose him, not the relationship. It's not that she wasn't in love with me. She just felt that she needed to make a choice for her independence. So she's still interested in me, but she didn't want me to tell her what she's supposed to do or not to do. So it was kind of like this self-important decision. And a lot of things that she said realized were because she was raised with the idea of needing to be independent of you cannot do masculine containment on a woman that doesn't want to be masculine contained. It's very simple. And if I talk to young women and they're so feminist and they're so emancipated, no, none of these women want to be masculine contained. It's not like the guy is not masculine enough. What they will do is, if a guy is masculine enough, they'll fuck him, but they don't want to be masculine contained. They want to have this independence. I can do whatever. And this is a huge brainwashing that has been going on. So my biggest advice is listen to your heart chakra. Listen to your heart. Move out of these cities. Move out of the matrix if you want the true love. And go find it out in the world. But don't go searching it in that matrix. And don't come with masculine containment. That's not the problem. It's insane expectations with the background, I want to be highly independent. If you become the alpha guy and you go in that direction, expect that you can only fuck them, but you will not have a good relationship with them. That's the truth. That's the real truth. That's why Teal Swan is wrong.